Most people don't realize this, but psychology shows that certain everyday habits can severely drag down your brain power, making you look like you have a low IQ. It doesn't necessarily mean you lack natural intelligence, but it proves your brain isn't operating at its peak potential. Psychologists have identified 6 strange daily habits that signal low cognitive performance, and breaking them is the key to unlocking your true mental sharpness. The first habit is reacting completely without thinking. Have you ever noticed people who instantly snap or respond without a single second of pause? This behavior is strongly linked to weak impulse control. True intelligence requires a brief pause to process information, weigh consequences, and choose the best response. When you act or speak instantly out of pure emotion or habit, your brain misses the chance to engage in high-level problem-solving, leading to terrible decisions and poor judgment. The second habit is actively avoiding anything new. When someone flat-out refuses to learn a new skill, read a different kind of book, or explore a fresh perspective because it feels too difficult or boring, they are exhibiting low cognitive flexibility. Your brain thrives on challenges. It physically grows and forms new neural pathways when it struggles with a difficult task. Staying strictly inside your comfort zone and choosing only the easiest, most mind-numbing activities causes your cognitive abilities to rapidly decline. Third is a toxic combination, repeating the same mistakes while pointing the finger at everyone else. In psychology, the ability to analyze your own thinking is called metacognition. People who lack this will fail a test, ruin a relationship, or mess up at work in the exact same way time after time, yet they blame bad luck, their boss, or their friends. Without self-correction, learning is impossible, which is a hallmark of underperforming cognitive awareness. The fourth habit is an inability to maintain focus. A chronically short attention span points directly to weak executive function in the brain. If you find yourself completely unable to focus on a single piece of work, read a few pages of a book, or finish a simple task without constantly checking your phone, your brain is operating on a highly shallow level. Sustained focus is a muscle, and letting it waste away limits your ability to process complex thoughts. Fifth is the tendency to talk constantly while rarely listening. People who dominate conversations, interrupt others, and ignore critical details often have very poor information processing skills. Intelligent people listen intently because they want to absorb new data and truly understand the world around them. Talking nonstop is often just a subconscious mechanism used to avoid deep thinking. Finally, the sixth habit is genuinely believing you are much smarter than you actually are. This is famously known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. People operating with lower cognitive awareness often overestimate their own abilities because they lack the intelligence to recognize their own errors. They reject feedback, refuse to admit when they are wrong, and assume they know everything. These habits do not have to define you forever. The moment you recognize them in your daily life, you gain the power to change them and train your brain to perform at a much higher level.